Hey everybody, this is Lord Ogün from Black Nights Productions. I'm sitting down here with Tanner from the band MADROST. I'm going to ask him about the band, how it started, everything in between, and a little bit about the future.
What's going on, everyone? Tanner from Madras here. Thanks so much, Lord Ogün, for having me on the show.
Thank you.
You're listening to Black Nights production. You're watching it actually and listening at the same time. So
Audio-visual. Right on.
audio-visual. So
Let's start. MADROST, what does the band name mean?
So I get this question a lot, and the band name is it's Bulgarian for wisdom. So it has nothing to do with obviously blood, guts, and gore. Even though we play that, that kind of style of metal, but the band name is actually Wisdom, and it kind of reflects the band how we are nowadays. Because where we are now, our lyrics are more like kind of more wisdom-based, knowledgeable, philosophy-type stuff. So
Awesome.
we kind of have morphed into the Wisdom name that obviously is Madras. So
Bulgarian.
yes, sir. Bulgarian for wisdom.
Do
yeah.
you come from a Bulgarian?
No, I do not. Unfortunately,
It's just an awesome
it would be
language.
awesome if I did. That would make a lot more sense.
Because I hear a lot of people say Mad Rust, and I'm like, no, it's not Mad Rust.
Well, there's no U in it, and I've also
Yeah.
heard Madras, and there's
Yeah.
no I in it.
Right.
So
So it means wisdom.
yeah, it's Bulgarian for wisdom.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's ma and then dross, like you draw on a piece of paper.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
And how and when did Madras start?
how and when? So it was the summer of 2007. I think it was July or June. At this point, it's so fuzzy right now. I've had to listen back to interviews in the past for me, and on some of them I've said July, some of them I've said June.
Circa 2007.
Circa 2007, summer of 2007. I was in and out of a couple bands. Regalia was my first, and then I went to Necroticus for a couple weeks. Necroticus is, I don't know, I don't think they're a band anymore, but they were a prominent band, at least in Southern California, for the black metal community.
Yeah.
So I was a part of that when it was originally starting, and soon after I wanted to form my own band, so I did, and I called it Madras.
Awesome. So you were in Necroticus too.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Dude.
I was in it for a couple months, so we did a few shows. No demos, no nothing, but we did a few shows together.
I'm assuming on guitar.
Yeah, just guitar. So it was like one of the only bands I didn't play guitar and sing.
And what was the name of the first band?
Regalia. Regalia was my first band. That was started in the summer of 2006, and I was 15.
Awesome.
So I was 16 when I started Madras, 15 when I started the first band, with a bunch of guys from school.
You've been rocking out for a while.
Yeah, close to
great,
15
man.
years already. I can't believe it.
That's
Time
awesome.
flies, huh?
Yeah,
When you're
it
having
does.
fun.
Exactly.
So,
What are most of your song lyrics about?
ooh, okay. So there's two periods I can do. The first album was more of a standard like death thrash kind of style. So the lyrics are mostly ranges from history to, I don't know, torture devices.
All the
to
brutal shit.
All the brutal, yeah, blood and guts. And I mean, we were 18, 17, 19-year-olds, playing metal. And that's what we came up with at the time. So that was kind of during the first era of the group. Nowadays, we do more storytelling. So as a lyricist, I focus more on taking the listener on a journey and making them think for themselves when it comes to the lyrics. So there's not really a specific, oh, this is what the song is, or this is what the album represents, or whatever. It's mostly what the listener gets from it. Does that make sense? It's
Yeah.
open to interpretations,
Open
and that's
to
what good art
interpretation.
to me is all about.
Yeah.
So that's what I focus on. But it's mainly philosophy type stuff and stuff that makes you think.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's leading to the next question. How do you go about writing your songs?
Well, okay. So how we've been doing it now is me and Big Cat will get together, I don't know, consistently, like once a week, like every Sunday or something, or whenever you have time, obviously, because life gets in the way, folks. That's just what it is. We get together every Sunday. It's pretty much our only day off, so it makes a lot of sense why it's every Sunday. And we get together and write a song. And we, do it on, we use Superior Drummer and Tune Track Easy Mix. How it starts is we find a cool drum beat, and we're like, oh, we like that drum beat. Let's try and write a riff to that drum beat. And it just branches off and starts from there. And then as soon as all the riffs are written, my job is to structure it. So if you don't like any of the structures, that's, I'm the sole responsible party for that, so you can blame me. So I will structure it. And then once the music's done, the skeleton, so it's just guitar, drums, and bass, right? For the pre-productions, I will go to what you see here, ladies and gentlemen, I guess my makeshift studio, as you will call it, out of my house. And I literally sit here and listen to the song in the stereo or whatever, or on my headphones, and I'll write the lyrics. And it's pretty much whatever flows. Awesome. So I don't have like a set formula on like the subjects I write about. It's mostly
comes from the music.
Comes from the music. So whatever the music it calls for, those are what the lyrics are. That's awesome. And then from there, obviously, the listener gets their own interpretation from the lyrics.
Right. Just like you got your interpretation from the music and the lyrics that flowed, and now it's like a whole body.
Correct.
That the listener hears. Hearing a body.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's awesome to me.
We're very different as opposed to all the other bands around us, as far as the local community here goes, just from the fact that we don't really write to one style. It's mostly, here it is. This is us. If you like it, great. If you don't, great.
But it's heavy and it's rocking and it's meaningful, and that's metal.
But the most fascinating thing to be in Madras right now is the amount of love and respect. So for some reason in the beginning of our career, that did not happen. We were not well respected. We were looked down on by our peers, and it seems like a lot of the bands went away. And since we're still here, maybe that has some influence for people, or they look at us as, oh, these guys actually have some substance to them.
They're going to stick around.
Yeah, like they're going to stick around, and it's great. I mean, I can't thank you guys, obviously, you for coming here and hanging and doing this interview, with me and giving me the opportunity to talk to you guys. And it's just a great feeling. So thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it.
Awesome. What are some of the best shows Madras have played?
Ooh, okay. So, the most recent one, I gotta say, that's Decrepit Birth show. We played with Decrepit Birth at the Carmen Bar here in Orange County. It was the only show, or one of the only shows, I think they played twice on that tour before Bill jumped off stage and broke his leg. And it was on that tour. And, man, the amount of fucking, people going apeshit in that place, and then it was just fucking incredible. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. And our record release show for the Essence of Time, Matches No Flesh, that was fucking awesome. Could not thank everybody enough for coming out and fucking raging. It was packed. It was awesome. It was on a Thursday, and it was fucking packed. Yeah. And that made the band feel, what our home fucking truly supports us. And so those are the two that stick out recently. But before, we've played with Exodus, we've played with DRI, and those shows have been fucking insane. Wow. I'm talking thousands of people crammed in a fucking small club, and non-stop stage diving, non-stop fucking pitting. Awesome. Blood everywhere.
Yeah, that sounds like a Madras show.
Yeah, that sounds like a Madras show. Ain't that right?
Because I remember the first time I saw you guys, it was at Malone's.
Okay, what was the lineup?
I I honestly don't remember the exact lineup, but
Do you remember any of the other bands that played?
I think Dark as Death. I think Sicarius played.
Ruinfest? It must have been Ruinfest.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, Ruinfest. Obviously, Voices of Ruin.
Yeah, so it was the
that's-
2017 or the 2016 one?
I think 2007. It might have been 2017. Yes.
Okay, so we were playing on the small stage at that time.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I was blown away, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate
I think I came
that.
up to you after the show and talked about your guitar playing. Briefly.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. I
it was
appreciate
a while
that.
back.
Thank you very much for that.
But I remember just, hey, these guys are. I thought in my head, and I knew in my heart. I just thought these guys are gonna go far, man. Because, it's just.
In our own way, right?
Well, the music to me, that's the most important thing about a band, and when you can convey such a powerful, I want to say, message through audio, whatever the lyrics might be, there's a feeling that's in your music.
There's an energy.
There's an energy, a feeling, and sort of I want to call it a specter, sort of a spirit, that you convey through your music. And when I heard Madras, you got that. You got that.
I appreciate
You know
hearing
what I'm
that,
saying?
man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Very powerful.
Appreciate that, man.
That's
It
not-
means a lot, dude.
Something you can fake. There's not something money can buy.
No.
And
No. And
you just get that.
And it really doesn't matter how short or tall somebody is. They can do it,
You said it. What?
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
For you, what would be the ideal bill for Madras to play on, and with which bands?
Ooh. Does it matter if it's going to pack the place, or is it just like what the bands that I would personally just fucking
You're
just,
putting the show together. You get to handpick the bands.
Dead or alive?
Including the venue.
Okay, dead or alive?
Okay.
Dead bands or live bands? Like, do they have
Let's
to,
go with Dead or Alive,
dead or alive?
just for the sake of adventure.
Okay.
Because I would think somewhere in the future they're going to invent
And does it
a
have to
way
be metal?
to get people.
That's the thing. Does it have to be metal?
It can be anything you think that will be a great bill that would sort of tell the story of Madras, and then you guys headline, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, okay.
What would be the ideal bill for you, including venue?
Well, okay. So the venue, I would absolutely love to play like Wacken. That would be sick.
Back in Germany.
Just because it's just, we've never been to Europe, so I would love to play somewhere in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And the bands I would choose, honestly, one would have to be the guys in Bonded by Blood. I absolutely love that band. It's no secret. It is what it is. If there's, okay, let me nail it down to 5 bands, right? 5 bands. Even though this is hypothetical, I would love to play with Dissection. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to play with Death. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It's no secret. I would love to play with Benediction. That would be sick too. Man, there's so many killer bands. Nasty Savage, I would love to play with. So let's just go with those bands.
All
like
right.
those kind of Sabotage, another one of those. So like the bands that are just so kind of out there and they sound
Kind of underground, but not.
well, they have their own sound to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's inspired everybody under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
The unique.
the unique flavoring for like metal bands in a specific genre. Like Dissection for black metal, I mean, they got acoustic parts. They got atmospheric parts, and that's the one thing I love about certain black metal bands is that energy, that atmosphere.
Elements
That's what I use
make
for
them unique.
Madras is
Yeah.
that fucking atmosphere.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Death, same thing. They got their own fucking atmosphere. They got their own kind of. I mean, Chuck was a prolific fucking songwriter, so
Yeah.
it's no
not
secret.
your run of the mill death
Right.
metal. Yeah.
Right, and Benediction just because I need something just straightforward, heavy, heavy fucking metal.
Right punch.
It's that
kick
fucking
in the face.
that good old fashioned death metal. That's
Yeah.
what I like.
Fucking A, man.
And But I would also love to play with Frank Marino just because I love Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. So depends. You know, obviously that would not fit in well with.
So obviously, well
Those are
you
like
could
the kind
either
of bands.
open or end the set. I don't know.
Yeah, and I would
So-
love to play with Emerson, Lake and Palmer just because I love progressive music.
Yeah.
That has its own atmosphere and energy to it that I love.
That could totally work.
I mean, I would love
At a
to play that.
smorgasbord.
Yeah, just a smart, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
just a plethora of genres. But the problem is, you know, would anybody else dig that?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But if you're just asking me as a musician, that's who I would love to see every night.
Yeah.
Are bands of that caliber.
That's
Bands who are better than me. That's what I want to see.
Do you have any touring plans with Madras currently?
So we don't as of this moment. So we're writing our next record, album 4. We do have a title for it. Not going to say it obviously on camera right now. It's a tentative title. We'll see where it goes from there. But as of this moment, all the music's written. We got I think I have 3 or 4 songs done lyrically.
Awesome.
So as soon as I write all the lyrics, we're going to go into the studio and pretty much just hash it out. We're already at that point. So Big Cat's right now doing the rhythm guitars, and I'll go in with like the clean sections and, you know, my solo parts, and obviously the vocals. So a lot of stuff. We're going to introduce keyboards on the record for the first time, which will be amazing. Always wanted to do it, and this is my excuse to do it. So done 3 albums, you know, the way that I wanted to do them, and this one I want to be extremely different for the atmospheric purpose reason that I didn't get to experiment with the Essence of Time or Into the Aquatic, or, you know.
And if you don't mind me asking, who's playing the keyboards?
We'll be programming it. That'll be
Okay.
programmed by myself and Big Cat. I mean,
Awesome.
we'll just literally just do like a MIDI keyboard, and we'll, you know,
That
do
would
what we
definitely
do.
change the sound.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
And then obviously we're going to use that stuff live.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome, you know.
Awesome, yeah.
I love using, not really click tracks live, but like playing to those type of sounds that are on the record, but live. So it
Yeah.
sounds like the record.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
awesome.
about.
I'm
I'm
looking forward
about
to
sounding
hearing
like the
that.
album, dude. If you
Yeah.
go and pick up our record and you come see us play, we're going to sound like the album. There's
Excellent.
no bullshit with that.
Yeah. That's excellent.
And then after, of course, we'll do some touring. So as of this moment, we're just concentrating on the record.
That's good. You keep it focused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I can't do both. It doesn't work well for me.
Right, right. How, if any, how do you resolve band conflict?
You know, just to communicate. Communication's key. If you're having a difficult time, you need to talk it out. You can't let it bubble up. It would be like, here's all my conflict in this beer, right? If you start shaking it, it starts to bubble, you know. If you drink it and talk it out, it starts to go down and you start to be happy. So communication, I think, is how we do it. We communicate with each other, and we say exactly what's on our mind. There's no bullshit. It's not really it's kind of a harsh thing, but at the same time, it's what's kept the band afloat is communication.
Mm-hmm. Just like any relationship.
Just like any relationship. And you're sharing it with 4 other dudes,
Right.
3 other dudes, 2 other, whatever, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
End of story. Period.
What got you into metal?
Okay, so when I was about 12, I heard Ted Nugent's Cat Scratch Fever record, and then his self-titled, which featured Stranglehold. And as soon as I heard those 2 things, I'm like, I gotta play music. So from there, I got into all sorts of bands: Metallica, Slayer, Exodus, all these fucking just heavy bands. And from there, I found Death, Leprosy on cassette from my uncle who left it to me when he passed away. I put that shit in, and the first song that came on had this huge fucking like roar. And I just remember saying to myself, like, this is the type of metal I want to play for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Is death metal.
Mhm.
You know, that heavy fucking style of music.
Awesome.
Because, like you said, the atmosphere, the energy.
Can't take that away.
Can't do it. You can't.
What was the first instrument you played?
First instrument I played was actually the flute. Yeah. In elementary school, you had to take up an instrument, and well, I thought flute would be easy, and it turns out I was dead wrong. It's the hardest instrument to choose.
Yeah.
I didn't know that because of the way you have to blow into it. So you have to blow diagonally
angle,
to hit the airwaves or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucked. I sucked at it. I'm not gonna lie, but it was fun. I wish I was better, but I'm also glad I did not stick with it. I'm glad I, picked up, the ukulele and then the guitar straight.
Oh,
soon
ukulele
after.
first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this was all in elementary school.
Because that could be challenging.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I love the feel of like holding, I guess, something in my hand here and here. So
yeah.
From there, I wanted a guitar. Obviously after hearing those Ted Nugent records.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I wanted to play like him.
And you are.
Well, I wish
say,
I was more melodic
well,
like
it's
that.
debatable.
But it's different strokes for different folks. You know? I play an entirely different style than what he does.
That's true. If you could play any other genre of music than metal, what would it be?
Jazz.
Jazz, right on.
Jazz or prog rock, but I think you're going to consider prog rock the same as metal. So an entirely different genre would be jazz. I would love to be able to, play the trumpet or play the piano. It would be awesome. And then I've always wanted to be able to play the drums.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there you go, jazz.
That's awesome. And what are the top 5 artists in your playlist right now?
Ooh, okay, well, number 1 is Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush. It's no secret, I listen to him daily. I've been listening to a lot of Mayhem. I've been listening to a lot of, who is it? Sabotage. I've been listening to a lot of, Stan Getz, jazz, so it's a couple jazz artists. Miles Davis, so those are my 5. I guess those would be my 5 right now. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jazz.
Yeah, I'm a jazz. ELP is the next one. I listen to a lot of Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
That's cool. Tell us about your guitars, amps, and other gear you use.
Sure. So I use a discontinued Randall cab. It was given to me by a good friend, Mauricio, who received it from the Faceless. It used to be Michael Keene's.
Whoa.
Yeah, and before he switched to the XFX, so I've been using that Randall. I think it's a XR 500s. Mm-hmm. They have G12 speakers in them. The head I use is an Engel Powerball 2. I use an analog chorus pedal. Let's see here, for my cleans or whatever, because I do a lot of cleans live.
Make it sound a little more.
Yeah, make it sound just more, I don't know, more flowing when you come see us live. Yeah. Microphones, I use a Sennheiser. I always bring my own microphone to shows. Yeah, because
awesome.
I have like a germ thing where. If there's 5 bands and they're using the same microphone, I'm just like, I want to...
And you're pro, so...
it's just... And the microphone just cuts through everything like butter.
Yeah.
When you use an SM57 like everyone else, great microphone, it just... When I use mine, it just cuts through and just... It's dynamite.
I know exactly what you mean.
It just cuts through like butter. And then the guitar I've been using for, 15 years is Jackson Warrior. Yeah.
Awesome.
XLT is what it's
Jackson
called.
Warrior, you wouldn't believe, is actually the first guitar I ever laid my hands on. Cause my uncle...
Now, did it have a Floyd Rose in it? Or a tremolo system, or was it a fixed
It had
bridge?
a tremolo bar.
Okay.
It fixed to it. My uncle just bought it because he was a musician, but he never played it. And I was like 7 years old when I touched it.
Oh.
But that's for another story.
I was going to say, what year was the guitar? Did he tell you?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, okay.
This is circa...
90s or something?
1985. Yeah, long time ago.
Wow. So that's what is that? 34?
No, it's like
no 30. No.
A long time ago.
Yeah, we won't say how long ago.
Decades.
Yeah.
I'm old, man.
You're mold. He's mold, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Too old, too cold. Tell us, where do you see Madras in 5 years from now?
Honestly, still doing the same thing that we're doing. I love making music. I love playing shows. I love playing for people and having them enjoy it. And I also like making new connections through it. I would like to see us hopefully sign to like not a big label, but a label that could that would believe in the band and believe in what we're doing and help us get to that next level. That would be awesome. But until then, I'm gonna keep doing my thing. With my label, I'm just gonna keep doing what I always do and keep growing and keep learning on how to improve the band and also the community around here.
Yeah. Be great to have like an independent label help with distribution.
It would be awesome.
Record.
Yeah, any distros hit me up because we definitely would love some help from distros, and getting our music out to Europe would be amazing.
Distribution, yeah.
Yes.
If you could tour only 3 countries in the world, which would it be?
Germany, Poland, and Chile. South America would be awesome. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We've played Mexico and it was fucking incredible. Oh, there's another show I forgot to mention. Yeah, when we played Mexico, that's a fucking story.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Tell it.
So we played, 2013, I believe this was, in Mexicali, and it was fucking hot. So in Mexico outside, it was just fucking like candy stuck to the wrapper, ball stuck to the leg, shirt stuck to the shirt, and I was just sitting, and pretty much sweating as I sit. It's like 110 degrees outside, and we get to the venue, and it's packed inside for us. We have no idea that people actually knew who the band was in Mexico. We never played there. Like our music hasn't been sold there yet. So when we played, oh my god, it was hotter inside the venue than it was outside.
The body heat.
The body heat.
Yeah,
it was packed, dude. It was awesome. Like super fucking awesome. I felt like a king. I felt like a true rock star, and I
Who produced, if you don't mind me asking, who produced the
oh
show?
gosh, the promoter's name escapes me, but big shout out to him if you're listening. I'm just blanking on the name. Hopefully we'll get to go out there soon again. But when we played that place, oh man, it was packed. Awesome. It was tons of mosh pits, tons of jumping off the stage, tons of broken bottles. You guys are maniacs, so I love South America. I would love to play there.
Germany, I'm assuming because of Ogün.
Germany, because all the heavy music pretty much came from there that I love. Yeah. I love Creator. I love Sodom. I love the technical stuff that came from there. Yeah. Depressive Age is another great German band. Just a lot of great German metal bands. Scorpions.
And Poland.
Poland just because it's Poland, dude. Poland or the Netherlands.
Where Behemoth is from.
Yeah. Any.
They love death metal.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And so does Germany. They love heavy music.
And Chile.
And Chile it's another, any place in South America.
Yeah. Tell us about Madras's new album. We kind of touched upon that earlier.
The Essence of Time? Or the one we're writing now?
The one you cannot mention the name of the title.
Okay. Well, it'll be really different, but it'll still retain the Madras sound, if that makes sense. Like we're always expanding. Mm-hmm. So my philosophy is definitely one like Chuck Schillinger's, where I don't want people to buy the same record twice. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to buy the same record you bought last year from us. Mm-hmm. I want you to experience something different from each of our records, and pretty much where we are at individually speaking and as a band collectively. Mm-hmm. Sound wise, what our influences are, what we're listening to, all pertains to where we're at now on each of the records. You know what I mean? Like Aquatic, I was more into just straight technicality, so that's what you got. Mm-hmm. Essence of Time, it was more progressive, more technical. That's what I love to do. And this one,
There's definitely an evolution.
yes,
of the band's
correct,
sound.
yeah, and that's what I would love to keep going. Is just to be good. To going back to your question for 5 years from now, I just still want to be viable and good
Yeah,
for you guys.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and the new record will be an evolution. If you liked The Essence of Time, you'll definitely love this record. I guarantee it. Some might like it better, and hopefully that's the case.
Awesome.
Because I like it, just the same, if not better. But I do love playing the songs from Essence of Time. So.
It's like a timestamp. the
Correct.
songs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when you put something in the ground for 50 years or something. It's like where you are at now, and you'll see the evolution in years' time, and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I was at that place in my life.
And it also grows with you as you're performing it live on stage.
Correct, and it grows with the fans,
Yeah.
with the supporters of the band and stuff, and new listeners. It's like, whoa, this album came out how many years ago, and it still sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It still holds up. Those are the best records.
That's
The
right.
records that are timeless, and I'm always after timeless records. I'm always after writing that timeless record that you will put on 1,000 times and still not get sick of it.
30 years from now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I want.
You kind of talked about some of your best shows. What, if any, what's some of your best touring or some more live show experience?
Touring. So I want to say one of the best touring experiences was last year. We played a couple tours. We played with our buddies in War Curse. Got to meet those guys. They're awesome. So big shout out to them. They got a new record coming out, so make sure to go pick that up. I think it's called Eradication. And when we played with Silent Scream, so we got to tour with. I think I have the record. Give me 1 sec. I'll get it for you. Hold on 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mind me talking. Ooh, yes I do.
There it is.
So we got to take this band on their first ever tour, which was rad. And big shout out to Pat and Mario and Chris and Paul from Silent Scream. They got a new EP coming out, which is going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. So that experience was great because we got to play with an old school type band that was definitely reminiscent of where we are and just that type of sound. So it totally fit the tour package.
Awesome.
You got the old school meets the new school of like, death thrash metal.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Because there's not many of us that play a death thrash.
Hybrid,
The hybrid
Yeah.
bands.
I like that.
It was really different to tour with a band like that, though, because they have other, they've experienced things that I will never get to experience.
Yeah. It's sort of great when a band comes out of the underground and they kind of pave the way.
Yeah, they're definitely
in
an
a
influence
hybrid
on
of
us.
I was going to say a hybrid of a sound, because I hear that in your music. It's like death metal, and it touches on thrash metal totally.
It touches on Blakk. It
Which
touches
to me is just
on
old school
progressive.
death metal.
Yeah,
Before
it's-
death metal became death metal.
It's just metal. That's just what metal is to me. It's just
Yeah.
that fucking is all speed, all heavy, just all dynamic. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff to me. But taking a band like that on their first tour was really exciting. I mean, we're like a newer band. That's like, wow. I almost felt bad because they got to play with Death and Dark Angel. I mean, they got to play with all those bands, but they never got to tour until now. So really excited that happened, and it was just a great experience. Those are the two tours that stick out to me so far. And then the Brain Dead tour was fucking awesome too. In like 2015. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you could talk to yourself before you started playing music, what would you say to yourself?
Okay, this question's really easy. Be more picky with who you work with. Ask how to go about promoting a record properly. Ask about PR. Do all the PR. Don't do as many demos. Focus on a record. Get the record out there first. Get the record done, promote it properly, get your name out there the right way instead of playing show after show after show every single week, because it just dilutes the market, and that is not what you want to do. You want to spread the fire, as I call it, and so that's what I would tell myself.
So kind of focus on the unit of,
Yes.
of the whole of a record.
Look at the bigger picture. Be more choosy with who you work with.
And
End of story.
And sort of kind of hold back on shows, are you saying?
Yeah, and definitely, just be watchful of people's actions.
Mm-hmm. That's good advice. Have you ever had to deal with groupies or hangers-on?
I've never had to. I would love to. Ladies, if you're watching, hit me up. And yeah, we're just not that kind of a band. We're too heavy for the ladies.
What about like super fans of guys that just
Oh,
come
I
up
love
to-
super. I love the super. Yeah, I love our fans. Every Madras fan to me is a super fan.
Awesome.
It's you guys are all in the same boat. I mean, I'll get stopped in the street and recognized for being in this band, and that's fucking powerful.
Yeah.
And I was at Monsterpalooza, and I literally stopped counting after like 20 or 30 people who just absolutely love the band. We're like legends to people.
Have you signed stuff?
It wasn't like that. It was just like how appreciative they were of our albums and how our albums have helped them through terrible fucking times in their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So knowing that we got to be a part of that and help you guys through it, that means the world to me. That's really a main reason why I got into playing music, was because that's what music did for me during these dark times that I would have. And I'm obviously I'm only human. I still have dark times, so music is my medicine.
That's awesome.
So every one of you guys is a super fan. Thank you very much for all the years of support, and keep fucking raging to them, to the songs, and I'll see you guys on the road.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much it. It's just our fans are our fans. It's great. It's great we still have fans after 10 plus years.
Yeah. Metal fans. And
Madras fans.
last but not least,
Sure.
when and with who is your next show?
Ooh, okay. Well, you know this gentleman. We are playing with Flotsam and Jetsam. It's brought to you by ADHD Entertainment. It'll be at Malone's June 12th. It's a Wednesday. It's the only show that Madras currently has of the year. So we haven't played all this year. We haven't played since, I think, November of last year until June. So we did it on purpose because we were writing the record.
Yeah.
And what would you guys rather have? A new record or us playing shows?
Well,
I'll stick with the record.
I'm sure there's a lot of people in anticipating.
You know,
a new
like
record.
it's a record lasts a lifetime, shows last a night. I'm just like, let's get some new tunes out there, because you guys are already probably sick of listening to The Essence of Time
Never.
50,000 times. You
No.
know. So the point is why not add to it, since we're on a roll with that kind of a sound? Let's just keep rolling with it and see where it goes from there. So yeah, June 12th. I think 3 Sixes is playing. I think Disciples of Death, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Madrost, Flotsam and Jetsam, Malone's June 12th. So it's a Wednesday. And then after that, I'm hoping the record will just be recorded, honestly. Or at least I'll start doing the vocals around that time.
Okay.
Hopefully all the instrumentations will just be over with and we can concentrate on getting a 2020 release date.
All right.
So it won't be in 2019, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be in 2020, but hey, it's the start of a new decade.
Yeah.
You know?
2020, there's a
2020.
ring to it.
Yeah. New Madras album 2020. So
Tanner,
thank you very much.
I really want to thank you.
Thank you very much. I truly appreciate
Great
this
honor.
this opportunity. Keep supporting Black Metal Nights Productions. They do a phenomenal job. When is your next interview?
Honestly, I do. I don't.
Well,
I
keep
don't
looking
plan
out.
these things.
Keep looking out. You can check out Madrost. Facebook.com/Madrost. It's MADROST. We're on the YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Pandora. I also do a podcast called Poppet's Corner. I do Razor Radio with Andy fucking Ford on Combat Radio. We just got signed to Combat Radio, so look for us there on the Yo Radio app. So yoradio.com. And click the Combat Radio button, and you'll be able to hear us there. But
Awesome. Puppet's Corner.
Puppet's Corners, yeah, is the name of the podcast. And thanks everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, and really appreciate you for having me. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. There was another interview with Blakk Productions. I thank Tanner from Madras for having me, and I thank you guys for being a part of this scene. Have a good one.